I can discover something in the universe. But if I didn't do it, somebody else after me will discover that exact same thing. Whereas in the arts, what you create, no one who was ever born before you or will be born from your death onwards will ever compose exactly the same thing you did.
Whether it's in politics, science, business, spirituality, whatever, history remembers the artists. The artists are the people who are creative and march to their own beat and do their own thing.
What do I think about the Van Gogh sky? Clearly that's not accurate. In the case of the artist, I don't want them to represent reality because I have that via my own telescopes. I want and I need the artist to take me to new places. And the new place Van Gogh took me is not the sky as it is, but the sky as he felt it.
In order to really succeed in whatever, math and the sciences and engineering like that, you have to be able to think outside of the box and you have to be creative problem solving. A certain amount of arts education doesn't mean that your ambition is to grow up to be a painter, but you can use that kind of thinking and apply it to anything else, business, engineering, science.
And be better at it.
And you're better at that. You succeed more and you bring more to the world because you have these abilities that came from outside of your discipline.
When I think of culture, what do I think of? I think you visit other countries and then they show you what it is that makes them them and not you. And in almost every case you do this, you are looking at their art. You are looking at their architecture. You are looking at aspects of their civilization that has been empowered by science and engineering. And so, for anyone to say, let us cut art for anything else, suppose they did that back in Renaissance Europe. What would Europe be without the support and interest in a thriving culture of art? As we readily spend money to visit these cities and go to their museums, to turn around and say, now I'm going to cut the art budget here, that makes no sense to me.
And imagine that we're all living on an island and many of us are in the center of the island, far enough away so that maybe we can't even see the shoreline and we can't see the ocean. That's where our borders end, but we're distant from it. The artists are right on the edge and they're expanding the landscape. They're moving the culture forward into the unknown, and they do that by translating what is as of yet unimaginable but sensed into what is at least imaginable and represented in image and drama and literature. And that's what artists do. They're problem solvers. They're problem detectors and problem solvers.
Aristotle, the Greek philosopher and scientist, once declared in the 3rd century BC, the aim of art is to represent not the outward appearance of things,
but their inward significance. What he meant by his definition of art is that a painting is not the same as a photograph, because art incorporates the artist's interpretation.
Art and science thought of in that way are the only true things that we create that last beyond ourselves. Everything else comes and goes. The leaders, the politics, the economies. What I do know is if there is a country without art, that's not a country I want to live in. If there's a country without science, you're living in a cave. We measure the success of a civilization by how well they treat their creative people.